Hello students. So we are back again with the second part of your chapter of class 4, that is food and health. We have already started in the last session. So last session, as we discussed about the different types of nutrients present in the food and how they help our body, and also about the balanced diet. And also I discussed about the process, what is digestion, the definition of digestion. So today we will be discussing the process of digestion, how digestion takes place in our body. So before, okay, food and health, this is the second part of the chapter. So as I have discussed in the last class, what is digestion? Digestion is the process by which the useful substances of the food is broken down into simpler, smaller substances. And these simpler substances can be used by the body. So now the process of digestion. So today we will be discussing process of digestion. So first, before going in detail with the process, now digestion of the food, it takes like the digestion, the entire process takes about 6 to 8 hours to complete. That is, the food that we eat takes 6 to 8 hours to be completely digested by the body. Now the various parts which are involved in the process of digestion are the mouth, then the food pipe or the esophagus we say, then stomach, liver, pancreas, the small intestine and the large intestine. These are the these are the organs of the human digestive system. Now let's see the diagram. I will show you the diagram of the digestive system. So here I have drawn the sketch of a digestive system. So as I have told you, like the parts involved in the digestive system are mouth, then comes the food pipe, liver, stomach, pancreas, large intestine, small intestine, and anus. So these are the parts which are involved in the process of digestion. So first what happens is, the digestion first begins in the mouth. So the food that we eat is chewed by our teeth. We don't swallow the food as a whole. So it is advised, it is always said na, you should chew your food well. So we take the food into our mouth, we chew the food with our teeth. So when we are chewing the food with our teeth, the saliva, the watery substance inside our mouth, that is called the saliva, it gets mixed with the food. And once it gets mixed with this food, it breaks the carbohydrates present in the food into simple form. So digestion, you can say digestion of carbohydrates takes place at the beginning in the mouth itself. So saliva is actually a digestive juice which is present in the mouth. So it mixes with the food and it breaks the carbohydrates into simple form, simple sugars. Then from the mouth, the food then, when it is after we have chewed the food, from the mouth it passes on to the food pipe. Then from the food pipe it goes on into the stomach. Then the food remains in the stomach for a few hours. Then the stomach keeps on churning the food. That means it's like when you make some paste in the mixer grinder, the motion, how the paste is made. So the stomach also keeps on always churning the food and it keeps on making it into a fine paste. So you can say the stomach acts something like your mixer grinder. It makes the food into a fine paste. Now this in the stomach, when the food is made into a fine paste, some digestive juice or acids are added to it. These acids kills the bacteria which is present in the food, bacteria or any other germs which is present in the food. So when the food is in the stomach, I told you that the food stays in the stomach for few hours. So it keeps on churning and it grinds into a fine paste, and meanwhile some digestive acids are added to it which kills the germs which are present in the food. Now the food from the stomach enters the small intestine. Now the small intestine is actually a narrow tube. It's a narrow tube and it is coiled inside. It's a narrow tube. In the small intestine, the digestive juice from the pancreas and the liver gets mixed with the food. Okay. So digestive juice from the liver as well as the pancreas gets mixed with the food in the small intestine, and here the digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats takes place. That is, the carbohydrates, the excess amount of first carbohydrate digestion took place in the mouth, then whatever is remaining in the whatever is remaining in the food is digested along with fats and proteins. So digestion of carbohydrates, fats and proteins takes place in the small intestine. So with this, the process of digestion is completed. When the when the food enters the small intestine, the digestive juice from the liver and the pancreas mix with the food and digestion of carbohydrates, fats and proteins takes place. With this, the process of digestion is completed. Now, the useful substances that are present in the food are absorbed by the blood vessels present in the small intestine. The blood vessels which are present in the small intestine, it absorbs the useful substances from the food, and the blood transports these substances to every part of the body. That is, the nutrients which were absorbed, that is carbohydrates, fats, proteins, these are absorbed by the walls of the small intestine and it is carried by the blood to the different parts of our body. Now, whatever remains is the undigested food. That is, the food that is not necessary by the body. So, from the small intestine, the undigested food passes on to the large intestine. Here you can see this is the large intestine. It passes on to the large intestine. Then the walls of the large intestine absorbs the water. Whatever water contained is present in that undigested food, it absorbs the water, and this it absorbs the water, and this food is the undigested food is taken back into the blood. So the undigested food, when it enters the large intestine, the water present in the food is taken by the blood. Now, after the water is also absorbed by the blood, there nothing nutrient remains in the food. Then this food comes out of the body through the anus as feces. Feces, or we can say as stool. So it comes out of the body. That is the food which is not required by the body. So this is the complete process of digestion. So I hope it is clear to you. So I'll show you the picture, the book. See, here the same diagram which I have drawn on the board is given here. The parts have been labeled. So this is the digestive system of a human being. So with this we'll conclude this session. I'll give you some questions for your assignment. So your questions for the home assignment are: name the digestive juice present in the mouth. So I have explained in the video which is the digestive juice which is present in the mouth. It is the saliva. Then describe the process of digestion with a diagram. So the process I have explained. I will also give you the clip of the book. From there you can take the reference and also refer to the video where the explanation is given, and you can answer these two questions. Okay. So with this we'll conclude the session today. Thank you.